Philadelphia Eagles general manager Howie Roseman might be done for now, but you can never truly say he's finished, not when it comes to building a contender. The man has a habit of staying one step ahead of the league, and with the recent trade of Bryce Huff to the San Francisco 49ers, a door may have just opened for another splash. The deal, which sends Huff westward in exchange for a 5th-round pick that could elevate to a 4th depending on performance and playing time, is much more than a simple roster shuffle. On the surface, it's about flexibility and future draft capital, but beneath it, it's a classic Howie setup, clearing cap, creating options, and keeping his foot firmly on the gas. For those keeping track, this trade frees up about $2.4 million in 2025 cap space and nearly $8 million in cash, not to mention it opens up a roster spot. Combine that with the post-June 1st designations becoming official, and the Eagles have also unlocked an additional $6.4 million in cap room. That brings their total available space to around $25.5 million, placing them right in the middle of the NFL when it comes to financial flexibility. But more importantly, it puts them in position to strike when the moment calls for it. Whether it's signing a veteran pass rusher or making a move nobody sees coming. The Bryce Huff situation had been a bit murky for days. After the deal was announced, we didn't have the full details immediately, but now we do. And with that clarity comes the bigger picture. The Eagles are shifting things around on the edge. Darius Slay and James Bradbury being released already left holes in the defense, but now with Huff out as well. The depth at outside linebacker and edge rusher looks thinner, but it's also more open for competition. It's clear that the Eagles are not just getting younger, they're also trusting their development process and betting on upside. Let's break down the current state of that edge group under new defensive coordinator. Vic Fangio. Nolan Smith is the headliner now. After a quiet rookie season with just 1 sack, he exploded in year 2 with 6.5 sacks during the regular season and 4 more in the playoffs. That led the entire NFL. His speed, explosiveness, and relentless motor make him an intriguing breakout candidate, and fans are hoping he can continue that trajectory heading into year 3. But even with all that promise, there are question marks. Smith has already had 2 surgeries, one for a shoulder injury after his rookie season and another for a torn triceps he suffered during the Super Bowl. He's back on the field now, wearing a bulky brace, but the concern about durability is very real. 2 major surgeries in 2 years is not nothing, especially for a player whose success depends so heavily on his burst and explosiveness. Then there's Jalen Hunt. As a rookie, he stepped up in a big way. Vic Fangio himself highlighted how Bryce Huff's hand injury, which required a cast, severely limited him and opened the door for other guys. Hunt was one of them, and he made the most of his reps. His energy, speed off the edge, and willingness to engage physically stood out, and the team believes he has what it takes to make a leap in year 2. That would be crucial because if the Eagles are going to rely on Smith and Hunt as their main edge rushers, both need to take significant steps forward. Free agency brought another name into the mix, Azeez Ojulari. He's a former New York Giant who's flashed potential but has struggled to stay healthy. In 46 career games, he's logged 22 sacks, which is solid production, especially for someone who hasn't consistently stayed on the field. If he can manage a full season, he could be a valuable part of the rotation. But again, it's another case of if. The same goes for Josh Uche, who had an incredible 2022 campaign with 11.5 sacks under Bill Belichick, but who's only managed 7 since then. While his pass rush win rate remains impressive, the drop-in sack numbers is noticeable. He's only 26, so there's still time for him to bounce back, but the Eagles will need more than just potential in 2025. They'll need production. That's really the theme of this entire edge group, upside and hope. Smith could break out, Hunt could continue to rise, Ojulari could stay healthy, and Uche could find his old form. But none of it is guaranteed. There are too many what-ifs and not enough sure things. And that's why it's hard to imagine Howie Roseman sitting still. This is a position he historically values more than most. He knows that great defenses are built on disrupting the quarterback, and he knows that it takes more than hope to win championships. If a game were played today, the starting outside linebackers would likely be Nolan Smith and Jalen Hunt, with Ojulari and Uche in the rotation. Rookie Antoine Powell-Ryland might get a few snaps too. He was highly productive in college at Florida and Virginia Tech and has the athletic profile that Fangio loves to develop. But if even one of those players falters or suffers an injury, the whole unit could become a liability. And that's not something the Eagles can afford, not with Super Bowl aspirations in play. It's not just about the edges either. The defensive line as a whole is in transition. Josh Sweat is gone. Milton Williams, another key piece of the interior, is gone. That puts added pressure on Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. Carter in particular has shown flashes of absolute dominance. He has the potential to be one of the best defensive players in the entire NFL. But again, we're still talking about potential. He's young, he's learning, and he needs help around him to truly take over games the way someone like Chris Jones or Aaron Donald has done. The Eagles are counting on internal growth, but that's a dangerous game if things don't click fast. And this all brings us to the rumor that's been quietly gaining steam. Could the Eagles make a move for Trayvon Walker? According to some insiders, including those who have been around the team for years, Philadelphia is not done building this defense. In fact, they could be aiming for something big. Walker, the former #1 overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, might just be on the radar. And if there's anyone who loves Georgia Bulldogs more than Kirby Smart, it might be Howie Roseman. Walker checks a lot of boxes for the Eagles. He's still young, only 24 years old, turning 25 in December. He's athletic. He's versatile. And perhaps most importantly, he's improving. In his rookie season with the Jaguars, he put up modest numbers, 3.5 sacks, 10 quarterback hits, and 5 tackles for loss. But in year 2, he doubled those totals. He finished with 10 sacks, 19 QB hits, and 10 tackles for loss. And last year, he added another half sack to that total, increased his TFLs to 13, and remained one of the most durable and active edge defenders in football. His Pro Football Focus grades back up the tape. In 2024, Walker had an overall grade of 68.2, a pass rush grade of 65.1, and a run defense grade just under 70. He ranked 15th among edge defenders in sacks, 10th in stops, 15th in hurries, and 19th in pressures. He also had the second most pass rush snaps of any edge player in the league. That's a sign of a player who is trusted by his coaches and capable of handling a massive workload. And the fit in Philly would be seamless. He was part of that legendary Georgia defense alongside Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, and Nakobe Dean. It was one of the most dominant defensive units in college football history, and the Eagles have been slowly recreating it at the NFL level. Adding Walker would reunite that front four entirely and give Vic Fangio a collection of young, athletic, and disruptive players who already have chemistry and familiarity. But perhaps the biggest reason why a move like this could happen is because the Eagles can actually afford it. Thanks to some brilliant maneuvering by Roseman, Philadelphia holds a ridiculous amount of draft capital for the 2026 NFL Draft. They have their own first and second rounders, 3 third rounders, one from the Jets, one of their own, and a projected comp pick, 2 fourths, multiple fifths, including one from Atlanta and another from Houston, and even a projected 5th round comp pick for Mekhi Becton. That's a stockpile of ammunition that gives them leverage in any trade negotiation. And don't forget the Jaguars already exercised Walker's 5th-year option, so any team trading for him knows they'll have him under contract through 2026. He's not expected to command Myles Garrett or Micah Parsons money either, which could make him a more affordable option for Philly. That kind of contract flexibility is crucial, especially when you consider the Eagles will eventually have to pay Jalen Carter as well. Philadelphia has already taken steps to prepare for that future by moving on from veterans and freeing up cap space. They're not just creating room for the season, they're also building towards sustained success. Most of their offensive stars are under contract through 2028 or 2029, so now it's about locking down the defense. Walker, with his rare athleticism, steady improvement, and SEC pedigree, fits the mold of a classic Eagles target. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Philadelphia sports circles are ablaze with speculation this week, amid swirling rumors that star running back Christian McCaffrey could be donning midnight green next season. While no official confirmation has been released by the Eagles organization, insiders close to the situation suggest that discussions have intensified in recent days, fueling hopes and doubts among fans and analysts alike. The idea of McCaffrey joining the Eagles has sent shockwaves through the NFL community. Known for his exceptional versatility, elite pass-catching ability, and game-changing explosiveness, McCaffrey would bring a new dynamic to Philadelphia's already potent offense. Pairing him with quarterback Jalen Hurts and wideout A.J. Brown could potentially create one of the most feared offensive units in the league. Sources claim that the Eagles' front office has been quietly exploring ways to bolster their backfield after last season's playoff shortcomings. With rumors of McCaffrey expressing interest in a fresh start, some are connecting the dots between his ambitions and the Eagles' championship aspirations. However, skeptics point to the complexities of such a move, including salary cap considerations and potential trade assets that would need to be offered to secure one of the NFL's premier running backs. As of now, neither McCaffrey's camp nor the Eagles have issued any public statements addressing the growing chatter. Yet, the mere possibility has ignited passionate debates across sports talk shows, social media, and fan forums in Philadelphia and beyond. Some view this as a legitimate pursuit by the Eagles to finally push past the NFC's elite, while others dismiss it as little more than off-season noise. For now, it remains just that, a tantalizing rumor. But as the offseason progresses, all eyes will be on the Eagles' front office and Christian McCaffrey's next move. One thing is certain, the city of Philadelphia is buzzing with anticipation, hoping that this speculative move could soon become a stunning reality. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.